Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
Thomas saith unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Yahweh saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father, but by me. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him, and have seen him. Philip saith unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. Yahweh saith unto him, Have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that has seen me has seen the Father. And how sayest thou then, Show us the Father? Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very works' sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever he shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another Comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more. But ye see me, because I live, ye shall live also. At that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations, hopefully out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopefully the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. All right, so what I want to get into was a World War III update. Now, I don't have a lot, for this video. Just got a few time stamps I want to get into. And pretty much this is laying backing off algorithm, done by, the elder brother Ariala, and the elder brother Yashawamba, and elder brother Required Quam out of London, chimed in, and they went into, prophecy is perspective. Okay. And we, go into those words all the time, perspective and outlook. And I want to pull this word of perspective now, real quick. Okay. So when you go into the word perspective, all right, because the brother, the other brother, Ariala, all right, he made the point that prophecy is perspective. So when you go into the word perspective and you deal with the second definition, it says a particular attitude toward a way of regarding something, a point of view. Okay, and we have to understand our point of view is from the scriptures. So we have an attitude of the things that we see. okay, a point of view of the things that we see and we hear based off what's written in the scriptures. Okay, and right now, as you see, you go into the word outlook, all right, the angle, okay, viewpoint, okay, vantage point, okay, way of looking and thinking, you know, go to the word vantage, okay. It says a place or position affording a good view of something. And see, we have a position, okay, and the standpoint that's from the scriptures, okay, and we know, all right, according to prophecy, real quick, let me post this real quick, all right, this Isaiah, because what's happening, just laying back in points that the brother was making, there's a lot of people, who are getting paid off clickbaits, so what they do, they report, everything is breaking news. Okay, they report everything, as gloom and doom immediately, you know, and they get a lot of clicks, they get a lot of views, and they push a lot of clickbait titles, okay, for the sake, of getting views, because everything, been monetized, okay. So there's a lot of information that's going forth that doesn't line up with the viewpoint of the scriptures, and that's why we stay within the scriptures, and this keeps us from being confused, okay. So let's go here, all right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 6. It says, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. All right. And that's why, we constantly go over these things over and over. It's repetitive. All right. Out of the scriptures, it says, no one of these shall fail, because having understanding the prophecy keeps us from being all over the place, keeps us from being drawn into vanity, and confusion. Okay. And that's why prophecy is at the forefront of the ministry. All right, the scripture says, speak ye into the ears of my people the words of prophecy, man. 2nd Ezra 15:1. Okay. It says, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. Okay, so there's all right, a spirit within this book. Yahweh Shai comes in the volume of the book, okay, that's guiding us, okay, in the true narrative of the scriptures. And none of them gonna fail. Okay, so if we read certain news and we look at certain, alternative news, we have to understand, they speak a lot of things that are vain, a lot of things that are going to fail. Okay, they'll speak as if America, is going to beat Russia. They'll speak as if, Russia, is just going to nuke. You had Paul, which, Paul, he goes into good news and good points. Okay, well, he's very over exaggerated about breaking news. Everything is breaking news to him. Alex Jones, everything is breaking news. Was this full survival? Full survival spectrum. Everything is breaking news. He's reporting. He's doing news report from his van. His bug out van. You see, every moment, which at the end of the day is gonna happen. And these certain alternative news, all right, no random nigga on Rumble, okay, gonna have, all right, the insight of when Iran is gonna attack, the small hats, or when Russia is gonna attack NATO. They're not gonna have the inside scoop, where they can tell you something Thursday and it happened, next Tuesday. No, they don't know. Okay, they just speculate. All right, and we'll follow these things as they escalate, and we report it within what's written in the scriptures. Okay, so I want to go here also. This is the book of Jeremiah, and copy and paste it. And that's why it's vital, have a thorough understanding of prophecy. Okay, this is Jeremiah 41. I'm just like Jeremiah 51 and 46. Let me copy it real quick. And then we'll get into the lesson, into the video. And like I say, not much. All right, just 2 points I want to touch on. So this is the book of Jeremiah 51 and 46. And it says, and at least your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall come 1 year, and after that, in another year shall come a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. So we know eventually, okay, all out war, okay, I'm talking about gloves off, okay, we know these things are gonna, all right, go full scale, okay, and these nations are not gonna hold no punches, okay. And right now, what we're seeing is a shoving match between these nations. Okay, that's why there's always ample warning, before they do major strikes, because it's pretty much a shoving contest. Okay, so we know that we're going to constantly hear these rumors, but eventually it's going to go all out, full scale, and we watch these things because you go into a rumor. What is a rumor? Okay, you go here, it says a rumor. It says a currently circulating story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth. Okay, so we're going to hear these, circulating stories about these nations and what could possibly be next, and this and that, and we report on certain things as it speaks to prophecy. Okay, but we don't hang on everything that these alternative news sites say, especially Western media concerning, okay, the war. Okay, Western media is full of BS. All right, but even these alternative sites, you know, they speculate things and it's not filtered by prophecy. Okay, they can have them all over the place. Okay, they give pretty accurate information with particular things at times, but we filter everything through the prophecy, man. So we're going to keep hearing these circulating stories, okay, about what nations might do and speculating this and that. A lot of it be fluff. A lot of it be, you know, um, propaganda. Okay, that has nothing to do with what's actually going on with these conflicts. Okay, a lot of these things be propaganda. Now, let's go from there. All right, so let's get the clip. Like I said, I'm trying to be concise as possible. Okay, so you even see, how it's worded: emergency alert, waiting on a Russian attack on Ukraine or possibly a NATO or military base soon. Now, what we know is that what's happening, just give a brief, synopsis of what's going on with Russia and the Ukraine. Well, Ukraine, has pretty much been pummeled. Okay, they don't have much left, so it's getting to the point where NATO and these EU nations, all right, have to get more involved to keep this war going. They can't just funnel, money and weapons to Ukraine. Okay, that's not working. All right, because you can funnel weapons where you don't have manpower. Okay, to defeat the purpose. Okay, so now you seeing NATO and the EU have to get more directly involved. Okay, now this doesn't mean that there's going to be a nuclear change between the Russians and NATO any day now. Okay, eventually, but that's going to be the end game. It's going to be on the back end. Okay, because as we know, the nuclear change ain't no going back from that. All right, you don't have a nuclear change on Monday. Okay, and then back as business as usual on Wednesday. No, it don't go like that. Okay, when these nations go nuclear, they're gonna go all out. Every nation that has nukes are gonna go all out. Okay, and that's according to prophecy. All right, so they're not gonna, just be casually using nuclear weapons. Okay, when they get to the point where this thing is nuclear, that's it. Okay, everybody is going is going to unleash whatever they got. Okay, according to the scriptures, spare no arrows. Okay, so they're not gonna pity pat when this thing goes nuclear. They're gonna go all out. Okay, and what we're watching is the buildup. Now we could see conventional, like I say, a shoving match. Conventional shoving match between the NATO and Russia. Russia. It might reach out and touch a NATO base. Okay, they might reach out and touch, something in the EU as a way of deterrence because they want to they don't want it to go nuclear. They want to but it's gonna be the Lord that's gonna make them. So what we're seeing now is a shoving match, and pretty much, because when you shove someone, you're trying to show them your strength. Like, look, you don't want, the rest of this. You know, all right, look, chill. You see, so we're seeing, you know, these shoving matches between these nations, but eventually somebody gonna throw that hook, okay, and it's gonna go absolutely crazy. All right, but we're in the build up to that. You know, we got to escalate to that. So let's play a little bit of this. And what I want to touch on here, you know, the fact that these things are even the talking points shows you that, you know, this is because this is becoming the common talk, you know. But the fact that we're even getting this detail within these prophecies, okay, show you that, hey, we're here, you know, we're here. We you know, it's the spirit of war is here, okay. It's just a matter of time. All right, so I'm gonna let this play. And so we're gonna jump around to 2 points. You know, we'll go from there.
Ukraine and NATO, they keep provoking Russia. They do not want de-escalation. They want Russia to respond. And I guess they're going to get their wish. It seems logical to believe that Russia is going to launch again as response to Ukraine's continuing to use West-supplied missiles to strike interior Russia. One might also theorize that it won't be just one Oreshnik this time. The notice to air missile mission begins on today, November the 27th at 0400 UTC time. We are on the East Coast, so that's 11 p.m. last night, and it will run through, I guess, a couple days. Russian television is showing graphics to viewers describing how fast the Oreshnik ballistic missile can hit U.S. bases in the Middle East, U.S. bases in Alaska, Pearl Harbor, and Guam, and U.S. Minuteman III missile silos in Montana and North Dakota. Here are the screenshots of what is or has been appearing on Russian TV. So, folks, listen. President Vladimir Putin is not bluffing. He is not bluffing. So the time that it would take for Russia to launch the missiles to hit Kuwait is 11 minutes. To hit the U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain would be 12 minutes.
So he's going into the time, you know, that it would take, you know, for Russian missiles to hit different U.S. bases. And this is why Iran, you know, is so strategic for Russia in that region. You know, this is why it makes sense for Iran, you know, for Russia to arm Iran, okay, with more of a missile arsenal, okay, because the Russia understand that, look, America has a lot of assets throughout this region, you know, and it would do good, you know, to have an alliance with another, you know, military power that can aid, okay, because the whole thing is to prepare, all right, for America, okay. That's the whole thing that these nations are being stirred up. Their strategy, they know, okay, we got to handle America like America is the all right, the target, okay, because it's a spirit, because and that lines up with prophecy, man. Put yourselves in array against her, okay. So we see that these targets, you know, that they're mentioning are U.S. bases, you know, throughout the region, okay. So we're seeing that these nations are putting themselves in array, and it lines up with prophecy, okay. So we see that, you know, everything according to prophecy is speaking, and it's only a matter of time, you know, before they, you know, that it plays out. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Put a couple more. Don't let this play while I post a couple more presets.
U.S. Air Base in Qatar, 13 minutes. U.S. Air Base in Dubai, 20 minutes. So it can reach the capitals of NATO in 15 to 17 minutes. So I do believe that Russia is not bluffing. The distance for one of these Oreshnik missiles to hit the U.S. Air Base in Alaska is only 12 minutes. U.S. Air Force Navy base in Guam is only 22 minutes. And U.S. Navy bases in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, only 25 minutes. So it's going to take less than 30 minutes to hit U.S. mainland. Here's how long it would take Russian missiles to hit America. Minuteman III missile silos in Montana, 23 minutes. Minuteman III missile silos in Minot, North Dakota, 24 minutes. So this Oreshnik missile can reach America or anyone or any place they want in less than 30 minutes. You're not going to have too much warning. Why would Russia be broadcasting these images on Russian TV? But in English language, it is a warning that the U.S. could be the target tonight. Will we get hit? Well, folks, we don't know. That's why we're bringing you this information right now. This is a heads up.
So yeah, like I say, they jumped the gun because we know other prophecies got to take place. Okay, because like they're not gonna go into the nuclear arsenal. Okay, for deterrence. Okay, when they go into their nuclear arsenal, that's it. Okay, so when we filter these things out through the spirit, but the fact that they're broadcasting in Russia media about how long it takes their missiles to get to certain U.S. military assets, all right, just shows all right that the spirit of these nations putting themselves in array. All right, what you get here, Jeremiah 15:14, it says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about." So the fact that these Eastern nations, okay, their number one target, their number one agenda, when these nations have missile programs, they base them on, can they reach America and how fast? Can they reach American assets in the region and how fast? Okay, these nations putting themselves in array. Okay, they're preparing themselves to go against Babylon, roundabout. Okay, these nations around about the earth are prepping themselves, all right, to take out Babylon. Okay, and now like I say, Paul, Paul was saying it could be tonight, tomorrow. This was yesterday. Paul said, Russia could interfere with your your dressing and macaroni, man. Okay, which we know, all right, that they jumped the gun. There's other things that have to happen. Okay, but eventually it's going to happen. All right, and it says, ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Anyone with nuclear capability, spare no arrow, for she have sinned against the Lord. So you're not going to see one nuke get shot. Hey, when those nukes start going off, it's going to spare no arrows. Okay, it's going to go all out. Okay, and this is what we're seeing. Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Yeah, because you see, with the BRICS, all right, Russia is making a way, to still do business outside the dollar. Now, they still use the dollar to a degree. Okay, well, they're not dependent on it to the point to where America has all this leverage on Russia's economy like it once did. Okay, and ultimately, when this war is full throttle, okay, hey, the economy ain't gonna matter. All right. So, yep. Now he's speaking about these missiles coming from Russia can make it to America in 23 minutes, which that fits within the narrative of prophecy, man. Okay, like I say, they jumped the gun. We understand that these things have to play out. Revelation 18:10 says, standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Okay, and now the technology, okay, has reached the point for this to be fulfilled. So we know the stage is set, okay? But we know other things have to play out before we get to this point of this nuclear exchange between these nations, man. And America, okay, catching the brunt of that nuclear exchange with most of the missiles on Earth going to America, man. Okay, so I got one more I want to play because you Americans, you're jumping up and down for Donald Trump, but I want to do Americans know this information. So let's go here. Um, yeah, let's go here. Okay. Now I want to do Americans know this, while they're jumping up and down as if they got some type of victory. Okay. With Trump presidency, okay, which even that's gonna fulfill prophecy, peace and safety. So even from that aspect of peace and safety, that's gonna fulfill prophecy, man. Okay. Well, let's let this play and we'll go from there.
They're going to provoke the war, folks. They are provoking the war, not Russia. They are. And we tried to explain that to you in great detail on yesterday's video. So this is the information. Germany undertakes bunker plan in preparation for war. This is one of their, looks like their Soviet era bunkers during the Cold War. Germany is working on a bunker plan, including a smartphone app to direct citizens to the nearest shelter in case of an emergency, after President Putin said that he reserves the right to bomb the allies of Ukraine. The German military is really, I can't pronounce all that names, folks. I don't speak German either. It really rolls off the tongue, better known as the BKK, or the Federal Office of Civil Protection and Disaster Assistance of Germany, has embarked on a project to figure out where the country's remaining bomb shelters are and how many are still fit for use. In addition to long neglected facilities designed for that purpose, officials will also be looking at the potential of converting subway stations, government buildings, and even private basements into bomb shelters. The bunker plan is part of the nation's response to Russians bombing Ukrainian city of Dnipro with an unarmed nuclear-capable ballistic missile last week. The weapon was a new design, the Oreshnik. Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed, asserting that it is both hypersonic and impervious to countermeasures. Its launch seen as a clear message to Ukraine's backers.
So pretty much, last week, you had those Storm Shadow missiles from UK and those American missiles, being used in Ukraine, to attack inside of Russia. And Russia sent the ICBM back, a hypersonic. So now, Russia put these nations on notice, that they ready to go intercontinental. They will go intercontinental. Okay. And, it puts a possibility, of strikes, inside of the EU, some more severe strikes inside of Ukraine. So you have, the EU scrambling, okay, to try to restore, bunkers that they had, when the USSR, was, in power, before the breaking up of the USSR, all right, the old Soviet Union. Okay, but now that the Lord has put his hooks back into the jaws of Russia to be even that imperialistic, aggressive spirit. Okay, now you see the EU, scrambling, to try to set up some type of public bunker system. Okay, so let's let this play some more.
President Putin spoke shortly after the launch, where he said the launch had been in response to the use of American and British long-range weapons. Chillingly, in a message to NATO states, which have supplied Ukraine with long-range precision strike weapons being used to hit military targets inside Russia itself, Putin said that we consider ourselves entitled to use our weapons against the military facilities of those countries that allow their weapons to be used against our facilities. At the end of the Cold War, Germany had 2,000 public shelters. With the fall of the Soviet Union, the need for such facilities was seen to have passed and the funding stopped. Years later, many had fallen into disrepair, and the sell-off began in the early 2000s, with many becoming private residences, places of businesses, art galleries, tourist attractions, even hotels and mushroom farms. The bunker sell-off continued into 2022 when Russia's invasion of Ukraine began again and disposals were suspended. Today, the federal government of Germany owns just 579 shelters with spaces for 480,000 German citizens. The Federal Interior Ministry says the population of Germany is 84 million people. So that's not very much shelter space for the population of Germany.
You have a capacity for under 500,000 people in those bunkers, but Germany has 84 million people. And with those hypersonic missiles, okay, 23 minutes, 17 minutes, 12 minutes, I think Germany probably going to be the shortest because Germany is right at the border, of Poland, okay, which is borders Ukraine, and Ukraine borders Russia. So, nah, man, okay, probably 1% won't even make it there. All right, and it's gonna catch people off guard. It's gonna be as in the days of Noah. Okay, so people are not gonna have time, all right, to scramble to no bunkers. Okay, only the elites and the high, all right, ranking amongst Esau Edom is going to be in those bunkers. Okay, and the ones that are going to be, positioned to where they're going to survive, man. But at the end of the day, all right, when this thing pops off, okay, talking about you got an app on your phone, okay, traffic gonna be terrible. You see, so nah, man, it's not gonna play out, okay, in you people favor in the favor of the masses, okay.
If you think that's bad, consider that the fact that the United States has precisely 0 public shelters for its population of 335 million people because we canceled our civil defense.
So you hear that? So you're great America, all right, with you niggas got these, Trump tattoos and okay, jumping up and down, you eating Mike's teeth hanging all out your mouth. Okay, slapping high fives all over the place. Okay. Well, here it is. We're in the midst, we're in the buildup of this, this great nuclear war. Okay. And let's let them say it again. All right.
Is 84 million people. So that's not very much shelter space for the population of Germany. If you think that's bad, consider that the fact that the United States has precisely 0 public shelters for its population of 335 million people because we canceled our civil defense. Now, the only body that's going to be protected is the military and the very rich that could afford one of these nuclear bunkers being installed under their house or on their property. Now,
and even they not gonna make it. These celebrities, Nah, man. But you Americans, here it is. It's 335 million Americans. 0 public, bunkers, man. Okay? And your government, America, is provoking war throughout the earth, which is going to cause these nations to shoot and spare no arrows, man. Okay? And if you're ground zero in America, you're out of here. Okay? You're done. All right. Rick Ross, this nigga talking about his bunker he got. You know, this nigga think he gonna be down there eating wings. Okay, 10-piece. This nigga. Nah, man, you gonna become a wing. You gonna become a flat lemon pepper. Okay. So nah, man, you're set up for complete failure, man. And it's beautiful. That's why when you look at the pride of this people, it's laughable because we understand, going back to perspective, what's finna happen. Okay. So yeah, I ain't want to make this too long. All right. I end it here. Okay. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry," man. So as we, as you look out to the masses and they move, because you got, people that's nonchalant just out here, all right, with no care, in this sense of, pride is back in the earth, this sense of, a revival in America is in the earth. But they have no idea, that there's a appointed time of great destruction, and though it seems material, it's going to come. It's a thing of wait for patience. That's the faith and patience of the saints. All right. So, we go into these things and we filter through the scriptures and we uh, uh, report these things according to the perspective, all right, of prophecy, man. So yeah, that's the point. Lord will you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified. Till the next time I say shalom. Kwame Yashala. Bible Ball soon. Shalom.